Welcome to a new episode of our statistical analysis course. In this video we will talk about tests of group differences, tests of proportion. Tests of proportion are Chisquare test and the Fischer exact test. In our flow diagram, in group differences or association tests, we reach tests of proportion if we have a dichotomous first variable, an ordinal, multinomial, or dichotomous second variable. These are the most commonly used tests in statistics and the most popular ones. They both compare the first and second variables in what is known as cross-tabulation tables, which simply put one variable in the row and the other in the columns. Fischer exact test can only be used if both variables are dichotomous, which is not the case for Chisquare test. SPSS will automatically do the Fischer exact test if both variables are dichotomous, and will do Chisquare in other cases. Remember that the assumption for these tests is the count of each cell, where a minimum of 5 accepted. Go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then Crosstabs. Add your first variable in the rows box, and the second variable in the columns box. Click on Statistics button. Choose Chisquare test. Click on Cells, and add the percentage for either row or columns according to the order you added the variables. And click OK. Note that we have more than 5 entries in each cell, so did not violate the assumption. Reporting of these tests is simple by mentioning the frequency and percentage of each group and the overall p-value you got. We can use the following words. Only 11, 13.3% of men and 11, 9.4% of women had heart attack, with no significant gender difference. P-value equals 0.263. In large tables, where you have more than 2 rows or columns, you might need to find the difference between each 2 groups, which is the role of post hoc test. The post hoc test for Chisquare is the Z-test for proportions. You can perform the test by the same steps as Chisquare test, and then by choosing cells bottom from the crosstabs, and tick the Compare Column Proportions box. The Z-test of proportions is presented as small letters within each cell of the contingency tables, which denote the following. If the letters are the same, for example, A and A, there are no statistically significant differences in proportions between the 2 groups of the independent variable. If the letters are different, for example, A and B, there are statistically significant differences in proportions between the 2 groups of the independent variable.